Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, I want to talk about something game unrelated. I want to talk, you can see it probably in the title of the video, about the Muslim religion and how it is perceived during recent years. I guess it all kind of started with 9/11, which were these horrible attacks in New York, and from then gradually onwards, the media and politicians kind of started to treat the Islam or like the Muslim religion as kind of a poster child for terror. Now, I find that highly concerning and just plain wrong, and I'm going to talk about why I think that's wrong. Also, I feel that with the recent attacks that happened in Paris, the whole perception issue of the Muslim religion has reached a new peak on both sides, actually. So, for instance, in Chechnya, you see people going on the street. Chechnya is mostly a Muslim-believing country. People go on the street and heavily protest against the use of the Mohammed caricatures, because a lot of Western newspapers now use these caricatures on their title pages to make a statement to say, look, you can't fearmonger us, you can't push us down or censor us just by killing a few people in a newspaper in Paris. You cannot shut us down. Like, on that, just kind of lose a word on my personal opinion on this. Like, if you are a Muslim and like a few ridiculous, quite badly drawn caricatures can actually offend you in your belief, then I personally question the strength of your belief. I mean, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God or any religion. But if I would believe in Jesus and someone draws a caricature about him, so what? Like, my belief and my energy, or like the source of life that I get from my belief, is stronger than your stupid caricature. You can draw Jesus all day long. I don't care. Like, I get my energy and my hope, or whatever it is, from Jesus Christ. And then I see a lot of Muslim people coming forward and saying, yeah, but the Prophet Muhammad is like family for us, right? What would you do if I draw a pornographic caricature of your mother? Right, and to that I can only say, yeah, then draw that caricature. It's fine. If I would get really offended, then I would probably pull you to court and try to get justice that way. That's how we do it over here. But I wouldn't go to your home with a machine gun and kill everyone, because that just makes it so much worse. If anything, it creates more fear, more misunderstanding, and more hate towards the Muslim religion. At the same time, we talked about Chechnya, where people go on the street. At the same time, in Germany, people are going on the street and loudly protest against the Islamification of Germany. And that is just ridiculous in itself. I grew up in Germany. I live in London now. I live in a quite like heavily black and Pakistani area in London. And it's just ridiculous to see that in a city like Dresden, where they have like a really, really low percentage of actually Muslim believing people, that so many thousands of people are going on the street to protest against the Islam overtaking Germany. It just, I mean, don't make a fool of yourself. It's completely ridiculous, this movement. If you see how people here in London live next to one another and we all kind of get along peacefully, more or less, obviously London has its problems as well, and it's a slightly different story, because London, the UK had all these colonies, so it is naturally a slightly more mixed up culture that you have over here. But still, it really just looks like Germany at the moment is making a complete idiot of themselves. In all fairness, you have to say these protests in Germany are slowly dying down. It gets less and less, and actually the protests against this movement, which are kind of the same opinion that I have, are growing bigger and bigger, and people are protesting for more tolerance. So that's good, but still it was quite creepy to see how many people are actually stupid enough to go on the street and support a movement like this in a country like Germany. Furthermore, the whole perception of the Islam is taking really ridiculous shapes. Let me give you an example. In Germany, there's this supermarket chain called Aldi. Actually, we have it here in the UK as well. Now, they were selling a soap that has a little mosque printed on it, and people came forward and complained and said, no, this offends my religion as a Christian. Take off this mosque from this soap. And instead of confidently coming forward, what Aldi should have done, and say, are you insane, even asking us a question like that, Aldi actually took the soap out of their product range, right? Because they are so scared that it becomes a big topic and people go all crazy about it. They took it out. And that's just, I mean, what's wrong with them? Having a mosque on a piece of soap is offensive to someone. Also, you're reading about all these raids now in Berlin, in Belgium. Doors get kicked in where people are supposedly connected to some extremist Islamic groups. And while it might be good in some cases, I think in Belgium they actually found some explosives, I still find this highly, highly concerning. And reading about all these raids and stuff, I just can't stop but thinking about the analogy of the Third Reich, you know, where also the government had like these really powerful laws that allowed them to just, oh yeah, he might be Jewish, we kick his door in, we take his whole family, and you're all Muslim extremists. And you know, you have 10 cases, in 2 cases it might be justified, but then there are these 8 cases where these people had nothing to do with anything. And it's just, as soon as the government has the right to do things like this and people are just accepting that, it just really concerns me, and it majorly worries me where this is going. What also worries me is that a lot of countries now think the recent attacks in Paris justify new cyber laws. You can see that now nobody's talking about Edward Snowden anymore, or to what degree surveilling the internet is actually justified. Now everyone just talks about security, and we need to surveil the internet, and we need to save every single click to make sure to prevent the attacks. And it just becomes a completely paranoid scenario where people can't think straight anymore, and we're blindly surveilling the internet. And I mean, think about it. If you would be aware of this, and terrorists are not stupid, you know, if you would really plot some kind of terrorist attack, then you would find a way around this. You would communicate with using whatever, a proxy like Tor. And if they find a way to survey that, then you just send like a pigeon to one another, and nobody can survey that. People will always find a way to communicate around it, and then the only victims of these really harsh new cyber laws that survey everything is just us. Like all of us who are just normal users of the internet, we all get surveyed all the time, and it's just ridiculous. We're sitting in front of our computers feeling like there's a camera pointed into our face all the time. I don't know how you think about this, but I personally think that actually fear plays a big role in this. Whether it's the protests in Germany, whether it is the mass surveillance on the internet, it is the fear of the unknown, it's the fear of things that you don't understand, where people are just panicking and they don't understand how it all works and how can we prevent it, and they make all these irrational decisions that are not really right for anyone. So I think each one of us has to really personally think about what we can do. I think the most important message that I want to bring across in this video is that you guys don't blindly kind of judge all Muslim believing people and just say, oh, you know, he's wearing a turban and he's entering my plane, he must be a terrorist. Or you're not talking to certain kids in school because they have a Muslim believing background. All these things we shouldn't do. If anything, then the recent discussion should stimulate us to be more open, right? Go towards these people and ask them what it's all about. What is the story about Prophet Muhammad? Like, what is it? What's behind it? Be open-minded about it, start a discussion, and don't listen to the media that tries to tell you that every Muslim is potentially a terrorist and we're all living in a highly dangerous society, because we're not. We're not living in a society that is dictated by terror. And I think it's up to every one of us to keep it that way and to not let fear kind of take over. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to get these thoughts off my chest. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. You can subscribe to my channel. Like I said earlier, I'm normally doing more like video game content videos and stuff, but there's not that much going on at the moment. I didn't want to make a video about the new 3DS. It's just not very exciting to me. So I thought I'll do a video about this. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the videos, guys, and I see you guys next time. I'm out. Bye.